to know. From masterpieces to deep fried tacos. And if the movie sucks, you might hear them say, there's no telling where the guys will take you. Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, cause we already warned you. Better watch out, it's gonna ruin the plot. Real spoilers. Real spoilers. Real spoilers.
Broadcasting from the lush but not lavish studios located in the basement of the O'Keefe Institute for Advanced Film Snarkitude, this is Real Spoilers, episode 892, Over a Dead Body. Or something like that.
My.
No, your actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's over
That's-
your
yeah,
dead body,
your
right?
dead
No,
body.
your.
No,
you wanna-
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. No, if we were in Germany, then I would.
We call it The Trip because that's what this movie is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
I guess it's Finnish, not German.
Yeah.
Whatever.
When you're American, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's just one big blob over there.
Yeah. So we could have been talking Michael.
I'm glad we're not.
I saw it as bad.
How bad? Like, okay, is it Bohemian Rhapsody bad, where it's like we just want to get to the hits?
I mean,
Or
they
is
definitely
it
want to
like-
get to the hits, but it's like it's just how do you not talk about what happened? It
Well,
just
I heard they left out all of everything about Diana Ross too.
yeah. And they said that they filmed it, but they didn't use it, and they said
Interesting.
for legal reasons. And I'm like, what does that mean? Was Diana Ross like, I don't want any part of your bullshit?
I think she's like, please, or I will sue you if you say that I groomed this child, which is the story. Like that's
I
the
don't
whole,
even know about that part.
Yeah, she was a part of his life from like when he was part of the Jackson 5.
The first
Yeah.
Jackson 5 record was actually called Diana Ross Presents the Jackson 5.
Oh.
And this story is that she discovered the Jackson 5. That is not true.
Correct.
But that was like the PR machine at play saying that, you know, to get
Bolster
extra
them.
attention for this new
Right.
group that like, ooh, even Diana Ross says these kids are amazing, right?
Right.
Never heard that part.
Yeah. And then he had a very close relationship with her for
I think
the
he
entire
lived with her.
Did he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like early on, like is the first album Off the Wall?
I think
Is
that's
that
his
right?
first solo record is Off the Wall.
Yeah, he lived with her during
And
Off
damn,
the
that's a
Wall.
good record.
That's look.
That's a good record.
He put out banger. I shouldn't say that. I guess not. He put out album like
He had music that really touched you
Oh God damn it!
deep inside. deep
very true.
deep inside.
deep.
Yeah.
But those first 4 albums, like those are legit.
Yeah.
As garbage as he may or may not have been.
Like it wouldn't like if look, if they weren't, we wouldn't still be talking about it, right?
1,000,000%.
The reason why he was so popular.
Yeah.
Right. Like
those 4 albums.
Yeah. And as
are-
someone I was 13 when Thriller came out.
Okay.
And like I just if you weren't alive for it, you just can't fathom how
Is there
everywhere
Is there
he
an
was.
act today that you could compare it to? Taylor Swift?
I think Taylor Swift is the closest, but she doesn't come close. Because media is too fragmented now. Like
That's
it's not,
true.
It's not a reflection on Taylor Swift. Don't at me, Swifties. Taylor Swift.
Or tell us in the comments
or
where they're
at
wrong.
us, yeah.
Taylor Swift is a national goddamn treasure. But like if you want to avoid Taylor Swift, you can avoid Taylor Swift.
That's fair.
Right? Like
Yeah.
you can construct your own spot. I mean, Michael Jackson was even getting played on rock radio.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah, well, what he had Eddie Van Halen was on
yeah.
Beat It, right?
Right. He
Yeah.
had Eddie Van Halen recorded, and even the other songs, even if they don't have Eddie Van Halen, they're still like they got chunky guitars.
Yeah.
Like they're still
They got some grit to
because
'em.
it's before the rise of hip hop, right? And so
Oh, yeah, I guess
so.
so.
Like funk, it's really coming out of like funk and R&B and disco, and
Mm-hmm.
there was that, there was still like real instruments, and a little fun fact about the recording of Thriller, Quincy Jones
Yes.
wanted to use a different microphone, a microphone that people felt at the time was only for speaking. They didn't like, and he's like, no, this microphone is really good. I like its resonance, and so he used the Shure SM7B, the microphone, the very microphone that we are speaking on right now, the one that you see
That's right.
so many podcasters use, was what they recorded Thriller on.
And that is why our singing voices sound so good
Correct.
on this show.
That is correct. Oh boy.
Oh. So about this movie, though.
Well, I am curious. Like, I mean, I think it's worth mentioning. Like that movie, Michael opened it's like the highest grossing,
it
which
was
makes
always
sense.
going to make a
Yeah,
trillion.
like I feel
gazillion
like
dollars.
if there was ever a biopic, no, here's the problem I have. We've said this before. The reason Rocket Man is as good as it is because they don't shy away from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talk
Works all.
about. They talk about. Yeah.
He was involved. Obviously, we know Michael literally he could not be involved, but the
Correct.
estate could be. The Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen estate.
You know, it's funny, I
all
just
those guys could be.
I just heard Sacha Baron Cohen, an old interview on Howard Stern, where he was like, "No, like that guy walked around, like he had parties with little people with cocaine on their heads. Like his life was insane."
Yeah.
Right.
But Queen,
That would be the interesting story. Would be
Queen wanted him to die in the middle of the movie, and then the second half of the movie was about the band. And Sacha Baron Cohen's like, "No,
who wants to watch that?
That's
Yeah.
what he said.
We're gonna watch the story of Freddie Mercury.
I don't
not-
like. Would I like to see the story of Queen? Sure,
Yeah.
Maybe.
but the more interesting guy is Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury.
So it's funny you say that because this movie ends, spoiler, when it ends with the Victory Tour. Michael Jackson famously didn't want to do the Victory Tour, and he got kind of bullied into it by his dad.
Which album is that?
That's the album Victory. That's the Jacksons album. So they do a Jackson 5 reunion, but they call them the Jacksons, right? Because they're all grown up. They're not kids.
Correct.
And it's and then they do a tour, but it's really like
Him with them.
it's really on the heels of Thriller, right? So people are going. They ain't going because they want to hear ABC.
Yeah, right.
And so they do that tour, and then basically he's like, "I'm done with you, Dad."
Yeah.
And then it ends with him performing Bad, and then that's like, he's our little boy is all grown up, and but then it says his story continues as if they're gonna make a sequel.
Wait, they put a stinger on it that was like, "We're gonna get a Michael 2."
I mean,
Well, it made $75-80 million opening weekend domestically.
But how do you? Okay, so I think you could get away with telling the first part of his story and avoid all of the bull. There's no
they'll
way.
just go around. They'll do the up to the final tour. They'll just
they'll like really try to sanitize it and be like, these people were all just money grubbers and
Yeah.
taking it, like
yeah. I don't know. After watching Finding Neverland, no thank
which you cannot do anymore.
you. I know.
Yeah,
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
What timing for that?
Yeah. You know how they got that pulled?
No.
So in like 1992, Michael Jackson aired a concert video on HBO.
Okay.
And in the contract of the contractual agreement for HBO to air that, there was a non-disparagement clause.
Oh.
And they pointed to that to force them to pull Finding Neverland off streaming. And since it never got a physical release,
Correct.
it basically doesn't exist.
Could somebody go buy that?
Where?
Like, there's got to be a physical copy of it somewhere.
I mean,
Like
someone,
HBO must have
buy
the
it from the
masters.
producers.
Yeah. So if like, because
Yeah.
if like, let's say Paramount is like, hey, can we buy that? Can Paramount
or
show
I'm
it?
sorry, it's called Leaving Neverland.
Yeah, right. Finding Neverland
Finding's
is
a
the
play,
isn't
yeah.
that the Johnny Depp movie?
Yeah, about the guy who wrote Peter Pan.
J.M. Barrie.
Like, yeah, couldn't Apple say, hey, I want to buy that, and then Apple play it?
No one. I don't think anyone wants to go up against.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying
legal-
I'm just saying like legally.
In theory,
if there's no, if
I don't-
HBO has the node.
I don't know. Like they might make the argument of like selling it to someone else to release it is a form of disparagement,
jeez.
right?
Yeah,
like so,
sure.
so,
It's too messy.
so if you want to go to the YouTube, there is something
Lisa,
called
it's
Leaving
your
Neverland
birthday.
2 that includes some of the footage.
Oh, okay.
It's up there for free.
I'm sure you could find the first one
Easy.
out there.
Yeah.
There's something out there.
Pirate Bay will have it.
We're not promoting it, but if you know what you're doing, I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go around the table and everyone can introduce themselves.
This is Joe.
This is Kevin.
And this is Tom. But before we dig in, quick shameless plugs. Don't forget, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us while you were there. Be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. Super helpful.
They didn't.
Good for our egos. You You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. It's called the League of Show Sharers because we are hoping you will share an episode. Excuse me. People who were kind enough to share I was giving Kevin a clean place to cut that out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. People who were kind enough to share an episode this week include Travis Tewitt, Brendan McGuckin, Tom Dowdy, Chris Magic Man, Michael Tonkovic, Jason McLean, Richard Krotzer, Tammy Lynn Powers Betts, Heather Sachs, Joey Faubert, Evil Dead News.
Hey!
I'm sure they're listening to the non-Evil Dead-based episode.
Oh, here's the thing. It is an Evil Dead movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, they're desperate. Yeah.
Yep.
In-session film, The Kryptonian Orphan, Colby Mack, Ryan Terry, Mike and Oscar, and Nostalgia Cast. So thank you very much for sharing an episode. Don't forget, you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/Real Spoilers, $5 a month, all sorts of bonus content, ad-free episodes. We like you extra. And then finally, we're on YouTube. You should do that too.
Yes.
You should do both of the things.
All of it.
You should listen to it and then also
transcribe it,
mail it to a friend, snail mail, and then
novelization.
Oh yeah,
write your own novelization of each episode.
Stage adaptation,
musical. Well, hey, Joe will review it if it's about us
I will
in a musical.
I will 100% review it if somebody makes a Real Spoilers musical.
Bagok over here, Bagok over there.
Make a ViewMaster version of it.
That's what they used to do.
We have the video now, so we can do that.
Yeah, we have because we have it on still frame. Do we have like the frame?
Well, they can just take. They can take a little.
No,
frame.
I know.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's all that. Let's dig in.
I love this movie.
That's great.
It's so great.
It's a fun movie.
I think this is one of my top 3 horror comedies of all time.
First of all, Tom said. He said, I will go to Alamo over your dead body. And I took him up on it, and the man went to Alamo.
What did you think?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's a nice theater, right?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Under 15 minutes of previews.
Yeah,
it started under, I told you, like 10, 15.
Trying to offset the extra 10 minutes it takes to get there.
Good for you.
But still, I mean, so it's under 15 minutes of previews. They give you like 3 warnings saying, shut your bitch ass phones up.
The guy next to me was still on his phone.
Well,
here's
to
the
order
problem.
and stuff you have to do.
No, it was way deep into the movie. But he had his screen all the way dimmed. It really didn't bother me.
Yeah,
it was, but I did
Maybe
notice.
he was browsing the menu the entire movie.
Yeah.
What else can I get?
But I mean, anyway, it's a nice theater. I'm glad you saw it. And you're batting 500 now. That's not a bad average.
That's a good average. Yeah.
If we can bump that up, 700. We keep,
we'll
keep
be all right.
upping that. But but no, I avoided everything about this movie. I saw who was involved with it, and I was like, game on. When we talked about what should we see next week, a Michael Jackson crappy sanitized
Hard
biopic,
pass.
or Jorma Taccone's movie with Jason Segel and
Samara Weaving.
I'm like, that sounds, and it's like, I know there's a dark horror comedy element to it. I'm like, game on. This movie has.
Yeah, I really wouldn't consider this horror.
Well,
there's a lot of like
gore,
but it's not.
No,
it's not
scary. There's no scary.
No, that's true. I think when you get like gory stuff, I think that just kind of like lends itself to the horror genre.
I mean,
like,
I think of like Shaun of the Dead, which is definitely a horror comedy.
Yeah, I mean, there's zombies in it.
Right, and American Werewolf in London, which is a werewolf.
Those
right?
werewolves are monsters. So
I just think when you get that much blood, I mean, I get that if there's an action movie, it can have blood, but when it's like in the like you've got kidnappers and you're tied up and someone's chasing you,
the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine.
I'm sorry.
That's the guy. Keith Jardine, who is an MMA fighter, was the other. Like,
I saw the cauliflower ear, and so I knew.
Let me give you a piece of advice. If you're ever in a situation and you think you might be getting in a fight, and you see a guy with ears like that, call it a day.
Yeah. I mean,
just walk away because he's going to beat the.
I call it a day pretty early.
Sounds like I didn't need all that.
Yeah.
He's like, if you see a guy, I'm out.
I'm out.
I saw a guy, I'm out.
Yeah, he was on the Ultimate Fighter. Like, he was a UFC fighter.
Okay.
I learned very early in my life the best way for me to win a fight is to make some sort of comment that makes everyone laugh at them.
It's a good diffuser.
And then they just feel silly and they walk away. They're mad. They still want to kill me.
They do.
But
and if they get you alone,
but everyone is like, I've just turned the room on them, and now it's like they just, even if they win, they just look
like a loser,
like little whiny babies.
Yeah, made fun of me.
Yeah.
So it's Jorma Taccone from Lonely Island, of course, who they even showed some MacGruber clips.
They did.
And
They did.
so,
Which,
you know,
if you pay attention to the Patreon, should be coming up in a couple months.
coming out soon.
In a year or two, the way we're doing it.
yeah.
And it's also written by the BriTANicK guys, who did that pizza movie on Hulu. I didn't catch it, but
pizza
they
movie.
had 2 movies out pretty close. Yeah, it was with the kid from Stranger Things. It's called Pizza Movie. I didn't see it. I've heard some people liked it, some didn't. But they wrote on SNL. They're like a comedy sketch duo anyway. But doing the writing, so I mean, a lot of good creatives involved. So having said that, that's all I knew going in. This movie has so many twists and turns.
It's
I'm
so good.
happy I knew nothing about it.
Have you seen The Trip?
No.
So The Trip is like the Norwegian. This is a remake.
Yeah, and I had no idea that it was a
But
remake.
if you would like to, it's streaming on Netflix.
Okay, is it good?
It's very good.
So you watched it before or after this?
After.
You gotta read it?
Yes.
I don't want to read it.
Yeah.
But so what was your take on this versus the original?
Well, I think it's tough. Like, I think when you see the remake first,
Yeah.
like, and you enjoy and you go into it without seeing the
I
original.
like to do it that way though, because I don't want to be colored by the
Correct.
original. I want to see this
I
one.
don't want to know anything about the real version. I want to see the American version.
Well, I just don't
the
want
way
to.
God intended.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I just don't want it to change my opinion. Like
Because
if
it
I'm
can,
reviewing this
right?
movie, I want to see how they did it, then see the original and be like, oh, okay, they didn't quite do this, but they, you know,
like, I think of like Let the Right One In.
yeah,
That's pretty close.
they're very close.
Don't Speak. The ending of Don't
The
Speak.
Gwen Stefani story.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The end of the original Don't Speak is way darker.
Okay.
To
Because
where
she
like
becomes a super Christian.
that's right, which I just found out, by the way.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
she,
oh
she
man.
she loves the Lord.
Yeah, I'm sure Gavin Rossdale's like, adios muchacha.
Are you talking about Gwen Stefani?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's super MAGA.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to her anymore.
yeah.
I paid attention to her when she put out Tragic Kingdom.
She's with the Blake Shelton, right?
Yeah, like I said,
married
Gavin
to-
Rossdale's like,
Yeah.
adios.
I mean, yeah, she went a
Well,
completely
that
different.
was adios a long
But
time.
it was a
That's
long,
true. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. She's been with him for a long time.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So like, I think they're both fantastic.
Okay.
But
But did this one do a good job?
did an amazing
Is
job.
it funnier with these guys involved? Like,
I only think it's funnier because it's I think it's harder to do setup and gags in a foreign language.
oh, okay.
Like when you can see it on screen, like
Yeah.
in this one, when the gag happens, like you're paying attention to the
Yeah,
movie.
like when you're reading it,
I'm
you're
looking
like,
down and then it's
yeah.
I'm like, oh crap. You know what I
okay.
mean? It does have Numi Rapace.
It's like when a girl
Oh.
with large breasts suddenly asks you what her eye color is. You're like, let me explain foreign films to you. What is French for nipple?
yeah.
But does it follow the same twists and turns though? Okay, so the structure of it is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it is very similar to up until I mentioned Don't Speak only because that the American version is almost beat for beat the exact same until the
I did
end.
watch both of those. Those were both
The
good.
end of that original one is like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna go look at the birds because this
Yeah,
is
yeah, very bleak.
depressing.
most of a lot of I don't want to say most. A lot of foreign movies are bleak, and when they Americanize them, they change the
Well,
ending.
because I feel like foreign films will take the chance.
Yeah.
Where I feel like American films are like they got to leave happy.
Well, because
You
if they
have
don't
to
leave happy, they talk about it. They say, "Oh, that movie was a bummer." You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we should get into it and maybe not spoil it. Like,
So this one I think does a pretty good job of it is mostly linear.
yeah, but it just shows you flashbacks of like, well, this is how we got here.
Right. So like
3
when
days
there's a
earlier.
weird thing that happens in present day, like 10 minutes later they'll do a flashback and you're like, oh well, that's why that was weird.
I really like how they did that. And I was telling Tom after we saw it, this movie is very well written, and they plant all the seeds.
It's all
Like,
there.
everything pays off, and you see all
Except
these.
for the raccoon. They
Well, I don't even remember
mentioned a
some-
raccoon on the news. I was like, well, how's that going to come back? Like there's a whole
That's fair. I remember the raccoon.
there's a whole bit on the news about a wild raccoon. I was
Maybe
like,
it did. I'll have to look up. What if it somehow did pay
I
off?
don't remember it ever paying off.
But it was almost like this. Some of it was like this Rube Goldberg-esque, like, of setting things up. Some of these other things were just explanations for the character thought one thing and it really was another. But either way, they set up things like, oh, there's some prisoners on the loose, and you know,
Timothy Olyphant,
and our characters see things out of place and messes on the ground, and you just think, oh, someone was haphazard with the key, or oh, she's doesn't care about anything and is making a mess on the ground, like, and then it all pays off. Like, it's really clever.
It's very brilliant,
and it's done in a way to where you don't feel like they're trying to retcon their own script.
Not at all.
Right?
No,
like,
it was all set up.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, how do we justify this person being here? It's like, because the first time I was like, this doesn't, like, this feels like a big coincidence. I don't know. And then it's like they back up and you're like, oh, and then when they do it again, you're like, oh, this is purposeful.
Yeah,
this
all of it was.
It wasn't just like a you know,
we've written ourselves into a corner.
Patch and drywall.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the main characters.
I want to talk, like, Jason Segel is one of those guys that. So he has.
I saw him at Disneyland.
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, Jason Segel. You just see people, like, it was like, oh, hey, Haley Joel Osment. Oh, hey, Jason Segel. You just see people when you go to Disneyland. Disney World, no. I mean, obviously they can show up, but it's big. There's lots of them. But like Disneyland, it's one little park, and you just bump into people.
He's a very, to me, he's very interesting because he's had, like, these different versions of his career, right? So he's kind of, you know,
Freaks and Geeks is where he started.
I think is he in Undeclared?
Yeah.
He's the crazy boyfriend.
He's the boyfriend that, like, she goes off to college. He's the boyfriend that's not at college. So he's not regular, but he's reoccurring.
It's the Pillow episode is one of my favorite episodes of that show.
And then How I Met Your Mother.
He
was on that whole show.
Yeah,
what is that one?
But then, I mean, then he's part of, like, that Laugh Pack, right? Where they're forgetting Sarah Marshall. And,
it's great. Love forgetting Sarah Marshall.
The Muppets, right? So that's another version of him,
right?
Where
that's why he's at Disneyland. I'm sure he has tickets for life, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
that was his blank check movie.
Yeah,
The Muppets.
That's very interesting
because he did Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and they bring him in, and they're like, you can do whatever you want, and he's like,
the Muppets.
I want to bring back the Muppets, and they're like, you are just a hoot and a holler, sir. But now,
I love you.
For real, what would you like to do?
And we're going to introduce a new Muppet.
But he did it so perfectly, and I do not know why they have had to continue to struggle and reboot and retool it. It's like, he did it. This is the reboot. It was so good. That movie's great. Muppets Most Wanted, I know, underperformed, but it's
also great.
And this set up Muppets Most Wanted. Like, why could they have not kept going with that version? Because then they did the Office thing and the reboot in the Muppet Show.
I liked that.
I liked that.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
But it's like, we didn't need to keep reinventing it. It's like, he did it. He kicked it off for you.
Right.
This was great. These two movies were great. And, you know, the new Muppet Show, and then Seth Rogen's involved in that one.
Is that a new show? I just thought it was a special.
Well, it was a special that was testing the waters.
It's rebooting the Muppet Show for one episode.
Okay.
But
which was great. I thought it was great.
From what I understand, it did very well, and I do think they're planning on doing more.
Because it was very fun.
And it was good, but it's like, damn, it's like, I'm glad, you know, Seth Rogen has his hands in a lot of pies.
He does.
He's another one that is all over the place, but it's like, man, Jason Segel's Muppets, that was so good. We could have kept rolling with that, I feel like.
But, well, yeah. And then, so he transitions from that into Shrinking.
So, and that's like his current.
I mean, gangbusters. Like, that show is.
I haven't watched it. Blake says it's amazing.
It's so good. Do you like Ted Lasso? So I think that might be the. It's not.
I like the first two seasons of Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
that third one.
I feel like Shrinking is like, if you like that brand of humor.
Okay.
Like the Ted Lasso, not like this hyper optimistic.
Ted Lasso's too optimistic.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like.
But it's kind of like.
I'm all for being optimistic and feel good, but like, I don't need it.
I think so.
Like here, I like Shrinking, but like it's not. I don't think it's as great as people make it out to be.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I think those first two seasons of Ted Lasso were great.
I watched those.
But what I like about its optimism is that it's structured around a guy, who is like that, who is uniquely like that. It's not necessarily the POV of the whole show.
All of them, yeah.
Right? And like Shrinking, I feel like there are too many times when people are just like, it's like, well, you just need to tell your father why you feel this way, and then you do, and the dad's like, oh, I understand now. And, it's like, and I'm just like, that's just not the way the world works.
It goes to that well.
way too often.
It has a more adult Modern Family vibe.
Yeah,
is kind of how I would describe it.
but
Like it's not
even Modern Family wasn't. I feel like this show gets pretty schmaltzy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I love Modern Family. I think Modern Family is one of the best modern sitcoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy Shrinking, but there are definitely times where I'm just like, I don't know. But there are times when it's very funny.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to check it out.
yeah.
Blake's told me. I'm like, I will check it out.
Yeah, it's good. So his career is just very interesting. And as I'm watching this, I was like, you know who he looks like? Is Peter Boyle. Like he has things in this movie where I was like, I could see him
That's
being the
interesting.
monster
Yeah.
in like a Young Frankenstein musical or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's just interesting because we've seen him since he was a kid, since
Right.
he was a teenager,
Right.
and now he's an adult. Like it's sometimes weird when you follow people their entire careers from and then you're just like, oh, and just like us, it's like, oh, we're the adults
Yeah,
now,
right,
which
right,
is
right.
weird, right? And so like you see people and you're like, oh, he's an adult now. Like his career trajectory is going to change. He can't always be the young stoner or
goofball.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like now he's going to play. I got
a surprise
yeah.
for you.
I mean, he's great and everything, but his trajectory is gonna change just because.
I think this is where he's at now.
He
I
is
think this
no
kinda
Jesse
where-
Bradford. He
He's
can't be
no
a
Jesse
high
Bradford.
schooler
Yeah,
for
right,
30
right.
years.
And opposite of him is Samara Weaving, who has become horror royalty. Like she is. I think she's got one of the best screams.
And what did they let her do in this movie?
They let her have her accent.
They let her be Australian. This is what I'm talking about. There is no
I
reason.
thought of you as soon as she talked. I
Yes.
thought of you immediately. Yeah.
But you know what else they did? Every time she was practicing for the play,
American accent.
she had an
Yeah,
American
right.
accent.
Right, exactly. But I thought it was so great, and I almost turned to Tom and said something about it, but I figured, we'll talk
You know,
about it.
she's got
eventually.
her Australian
I was like,
accent.
this is Alamo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't talk
I
about
couldn't-
Shut your fucking pile.
Yep.
She has it in Scream as well.
What?
Her accent. She does not have an American accent.
What
in
is she
Scream.
in Scream?
In Scream 6, she's the first victim.
Oh, I just didn't realize that for some. Okay.
Yeah,
in
she's
Scream
the
6.
professor that's the kill where we're like, let's do this.
Oh, see, she was in it so short. I'm sure at the time I
She
remember.
was-
Because Ready
she
or
w-
Not, so that makes
Sure.
sense.
Well, she
would
was
get-
the Drew Barrymore. It's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's
Got it,
Samara
got it.
Weaving. They're not going to
Okay.
kill her immediately.
But yeah, I was so happy they let her do that because I'm like, why? You don't need to make her an American actress. Just let her be an Australian actress. Works
Right.
fine. And I like that they wrote jokes around it.
Oh, man. The
He's
whole
like,
gag
he's
about
making
his
fun of her
accent is
and your
so
accent.
good.
And then she does her accent and she's like, is that good enough for you in my annoying accent?
She makes
like,
it even like more pronounced.
they are both so good in this movie because you feel that they hate one another.
They're
It
great
is-
together.
I like too that like they both were being petty little bitches, but they also both had valid complaints.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like that the fight in the car on the
Oh
way
my
up there
God.
was so
Felt too real.
Yeah, I
You
was
know?
like, this is how it happens.
It is very real and very believable. And the thing is that obviously this movie is very hyper realistic in the places it goes and the crazy stuff that happens. But at the end of the day, it's a relationship movie.
is.
It's about relationships.
It's funny getting this and the drama kind of back to back.
Yeah.
Where it's like, these are two romantic movies
Yeah.
about couples, just very different.
Yeah.
You know?
But anyway, so
But I just want to say, like, she is, it's funny because she looks so much like Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
the thing.
wild. It's wild. Her, Jamie Presley, Margot Robbie, and there's another actress. I think it's the gal who was in, what was that James L. Brooks flick? Edda?
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
I think it was something like that. Yeah, I even saw it. I don't remember what it was called.
Emma McKay.
That's her.
There we go.
She was almost Lois Lane. She was the
Yeah.
number 2 behind Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah. But it's funny because Margot Robbie's Australian too, right? So
Correct.
it's just interesting. They look so
I
similar.
gotta tell you,
and
those Australians, they figured it out.
they've got the genes. It must be very much like natural
Yeah,
selection,
look
right?
at Chris Hemsworth.
Well, right. But look, you got the spiders and all the crazy stuff down there. So it's like only the
gotta tell
fittest
ya,
of the
They're
fit
all
survive.
descendants from criminals.
That's true. Yeah,
Very
those
athletic.
spiders. I'll risk it.
To go find
Yeah,
one of
those. Yeah,
one of these ladies.
That's all right. Or
Have
Chris
you
Hemsworth.
seen? Yeah. But have you seen that? I mean,
They're crazy.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
They are absolutely. When you
It
see
makes
a,
me not want to go there.
Oh, I definitely makes me not want to go there. When you see a viral video of someone and the spider's as big as a chihuahua.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
That's
Hard pass.
insane.
Hard
that is
pass.
just insane.
Absolutely
but anyway, so he's a director and
He's a commercial director.
he's directed one film.
A failed film director
Yes.
now
Directs-
eking out a living as a commercial director.
Again, this scene where he's filming like a hyper romantic cell phone commercial,
Yeah.
and they wrap it, and then the guy's like, they want to go again, and can you raise the cell phone a little bit? And he's just kind of like,
he's like, they're going to cut to it.
It's a cutaway. Like, it'll be fine.
Like, you can just edit.
You can go tell them that. And they go running back, and they're like, I want you to raise
we're going to need you to do
it. Like, we're going again.
So you can tell, obviously, he's very frustrated in his life. Like, this is not how he wanted his career to go. It's a very just mundane, repetitive type of career. But as he's leaving, it's really weird. The way he's like, he's like, oh, do you know what I'm doing this weekend? Oh, yeah, we're going to the cabin. And she's going to go on this crazy hike, which sounds really dangerous. But, like,
it's supposed to snow. I've told her not to go.
And he's like, all right, I appreciate you. Goodbye. Like, he's acting so strange.
Because I value our friendship.
Yeah, so guilty and so strange over whatever he's doing.
Right.
There.
It was at that moment I was like, okay.
And then he gets like
that is absolutely the alibi. That's him telling her, like, this is what she said she was going to do. So when she does not come back, there's an alibi.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And he gets a weird call from someone, like, at this point you don't know who it is.
Right,
and he's like,
right.
He's like, all right, I'll be there at whatever time.
He's like, just be there.
And then this guy's like, and then can we take the boat out? And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, can we take the boat out? He's like, fine, that's fine. So, but you see though, and then like in his trunk, he's got all this gear, a rope, and
he's got a murder kit.
He's got a murder kit.
Basically.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So then he gets home, and this woman kind of walks, and this is what we're talking about, is like there are things that we see initially that don't like make total sense, but then they do these flashbacks where it makes complete sense. So this friend of Samara Weaving's comes walking down, and she was like, happy hunting. And you think like it's just a coincidence of a phrase because he's going to murder his wife, and that's, you know, it's a weird coincidence.
Right.
We find out later
that he's taking her on a hunting trip.
Well,
no, she's
Margot,
telling people that it's a hunting trip because she's going to kill him and make it look
correct,
like it was a hunting accident.
Yeah. So it's so crazy. So essentially, this is the point where you basically are figuring out, it's like, oh, they're both going to this remote cabin to kill one another.
Well, I don't think you don't realize it with her until...
No, you eventually will.
Yes.
But you know, when you get there and things go sideways for him, like, well, and it's really stupid because he clearly has not thought this plan out very well, because she's sitting there rehearsing.
No, he's an idiot.
Right, he really is dumb. And out the window, he's walking around picking up big rocks and looking back and picking up. And I thought to myself, because I'm like, this is really dumb. Like, she's going to see him doing this. And then flash forward, when she talks to him, she's like, what do you think, I'm an idiot? I saw you picking up, like, I love that.
Where did you go with your bag of rocks? And he was like, I collect rocks.
Everything is purposeful in this movie. Everything that you see, everything that you question pays off or has an explanation. Like, I just love that thought went into every little part of what you see these characters doing. But so he's setting up, he's got the big bag of rocks, putting that into the boat. He's trying to like get all of his little plans set. And then he takes the, what is that stuff called? The chloroform.
Well, I think we should talk about the dinner scene first.
Oh,
where like he wants to make her this very nice dinner, and it's again a scene that is 100% a real life argument.
He's like trying to like be like this. He's so great for doing all this.
Yeah.
Oh, I made you your favorite meal. And
I ordered
peppercorns
from Ohio, and she's like,
those are rare peppercorns.
She's like, you bought pepper from Ohio? And he's like, oh yeah. But then
didn't he say like from the West Coast? Like the way he explained it was so pretentious.
Yeah, he said they were from Ohio.
Yeah. But he like explained it, and he didn't say Ohio at first.
Oh, sure.
But
sure.
He's saying it like so highfalutin, like, oh, these are rare peppercorns from the West Coast, or whatever, like the way he described it, whatever. And then he's like, I got them from Ohio, and she's like, wait a minute, you got me pepper from Ohio?
Well, yeah. The scene that I think is hilarious is she's like crushing fresh garlic, and he was like, actually, you need to slice the garlic, and she just looks at him like, fuck off. Like, and you know, she does the whole yes chef, and he gets all bent out of shape because she's not taking it seriously. This next scene is even funnier, where he's like, he doesn't like the feeling raw meat, so he's like trying to like stab the meat and do whatever, and she just like, this is ridiculous, and just grabs it with her hand and throws it onto the grill.
She's basically like, stop being such a pussy.
Yes. And this is the revelation kind of that we find out that when they're eating dinner, he's like, this is your favorite, I wanted to make you your favorite meal. And she's like, this isn't my favorite meal, as she's like chomping on the steak. And he was like, what?
What's your favorite meal?
And she's like, ceviche. And he goes, I've never seen you order ceviche in our entire life.
I only like to get in places that do it well.
Yes. Yeah. And this is where he kind of like, she mentions a Peruvian restaurant, And
then he said, "Oh, isn't the guy that you're writing this script with Peruvian?"
Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah."
And that's where, I mean, the audience, that's where you figure it out. Where it's just like, oh, he's doing this because she's cheating on him.
Correct. So now we get to that scene where they're in the kitchen. He pours the...
She's rehearsing in the kitchen. He's in the other room.
Yeah.
Chloroform. He's taking like 2 shots. He's super nervous, clearly. Also, I'm like, if you're trying to cover something up, though, he's spilling chloroform everywhere. I'm not saying he couldn't clean it up, but like, again, his plan is so bad because of him, not the writing. But like, he's so dumb with this plan.
Yes.
But he sneaks up, and then she's like reading the script, but what she's saying is really, she's like, how dare you?
Finally, she goes, "Did you really think this would work, Dan?" And he kind of like stops for a second, and she turns around and hits him with a stun gun and just lights him up.
And it just lingers on him getting shot.
And he's just like drooling from
There's
the mouth.
lots of spit in this movie.
Lots of spit, lots of puke.
Yeah.
There's a big old puking scene at the end. So he wakes up, and I thought this was very funny. He had peed himself, and he goes, "Ugh, did you pee on me?" And she was like, "What? No, you peed on yourself."
That was so funny.
And this is that scene where he says, "You are cold, and you are this, and you are terrible, and I hate your accent. Like everything you say sounds even meaner, like coming in from that accent."
Because she's basically like, why are you doing this? You know, like, why were you going to kill me? You're going to take me here and kill me?
Yeah.
And then it flashes back and shows her part where she says he's taking her on a hunting trip, which he had no intention to do.
Right.
But she's making it sound like he took her and she doesn't know how to handle a gun.
Well, it's funny because he's such a shitty actor. Not Jason Segel, but
the character.
Dan.
He's
Dan.
playing,
That when he talks to his dad, or he talks to that PA or whatever, like it sounds so forced and wooden.
Yeah.
But when what's Margot Robbie's name? Not Margot Robbie.
Samara
Weaving.
Samara Weaving?
Yeah. That's it.
Lisa?
When Lisa's talking to her friend, she's so good at acting that it sounds like they're having a real conversation. Yeah. She's like, "Oh man, like he wants to go hunting."
But it is
and
funny that like
idea.
She's doing the same thing though and setting it up. She's like, I hate guns. They're so unsafe. Like she's so over the top with it, like dropping those hints in the way that she did it too. But you're right. No one catches on to that. And then her friend walks down
and this is that scene earlier where she's like, "Happy hunting," and he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And so they basically lay each other's plans out. And they're of course, screaming at each other and trying to outact. They're trying to outact because
she's like, "Well, no one's even gonna believe you." And he's like,
honestly wonder if that whole scene is improvised.
I wonder.
Like, Jason Segel is a pretty big improviser.
Yeah.
Like, forgetting Sarah Marshall and
there's lots of moments like
that. So, and sometimes you get an actress or a scene partner that cannot keep up. And if that was improvised, Samara Weaving did an absolutely incredible job of staying with him and like on pace with him. And
it's great though. They're both at the same time going back and forth of how they will explain to the authorities what happened. Right. And oh my God, my husband. And he's like, "Oh, she's an angel from heaven, and I hope she comes down." Like, it's ridiculous what he's saying.
She goes, "Explain to me the rocks," and he was like, "I like rocks." And she was like, "What were you thinking?" Like. She's like, "Well,
she's like, that's the only thing I don't understand."
Finally, he says, like, body parts tend to float.
Bodies float.
Bodies?
It was the little saw.
The saw. Oh, the saw.
He was like,
"What were we gonna do with this?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Bodies tend to float." So, and she's like, "You can't even pick up a steak,
a raw steak,
and you were gonna cut me up." And at this point, she's standing over him with a shotgun. And finally, we see this guy walk from behind, who we had seen earlier, who's like a buddy of Jason Segel's that I guess went to jail, but is super awkward. He has that very awkward scene with Samara Weaving at the house where he's like flexing in front of her, and she's like, "Okay, bye.
You can go now." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
This one,
when they flash back to his plan, where they go to a carnival to discuss this plan,
but his plan actually. Like, "Why are we at a carnival?" And he's like, "So nobody can hear us. Like, we're talking about." But he's like, "I want it in writing that we're going to be friends." And he goes, "You want me," Jason Segel goes, "You want me to put into writing a plan about murdering my wife?"
Yeah.
And he was like,
He's like, no, I'm not doing that. He's like, just be there. Like, those scenes are so funny where the two of them are talking and Dan's getting so irritated.
Is he a Lonely Island guy? I was wondering who that guy was.
Not a Lonely Island guy.
Okay.
That's a good question. I'll look him up. Jake Curran. I don't know him.
Okay.
I didn't recognize him. He was funny though in this role.
So he comes up. He's behind Samara Weaving, and she doesn't know it. And Jason Segel just goes, "And it's hammer time." And Samara Weaving goes, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's hammer time." And he just keeps saying it and saying it and saying it. And Samara Weaving's like, "What are you talking about?" And finally she turns around.
Well, he's like, doesn't he say something like, "Kyle, just hit her with the hammer"?
Yeah.
And then she turns around and he does
like,
hit
"What?"
her. And then he goes, and then the guy goes, or Keith, maybe it's Keith?
No, that's the MMA guy.
What was this guy's name?
I thought it was Kyle.
No, the MMA guy is Todd.
Oh, Todd.
Because she calls him Toddy.
Yeah, what is I can't remember that guy's name. I thought it was Kyle, but anyway, but he's like that couldn't have been more unclear, which is first of all ridiculous, just based on he's holding a hammer.
Yeah.
He's his hammer time. But then they flash back to the carnival and the plan.
Yeah.
And then he's going, it's hammer time, and hitting the carnival game with a hammer. So like he literally pulled it from real life,
Yes.
which made it even funnier.
Correct.
That the guy was so unclear about what that meant.
1,000,000%.
That was great. Yeah.
That was very funny.
So they show that whole plan go down. But anyway, then they wake up and he now has Samara Weaving tied to a chair.
Kinda.
Well, the guy is trying to strap her arm down with tape.
Gag.
And he's like, all right, she's secure. And she just rips it up.
Yeah.
Like
She's like, "This, you can't get out of this." And she was like, whoosh.
Yeah.
And then they get into this fight. They're fighting over the gun. Both of them have their hands on the gun. And then Keith or Kyle. This is the first like moment of, oh, this is the kind of movie we're in. He takes a shotgun blast to the chest and just explodes his chest open. And they're both just kind of standing there like, what just happened?
Henry? Is it Henry?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's Henry.
And I love the fact that they're arguing over who did it.
Yeah.
And she's like,
You were holding it.
"You
but
had your finger on the
yeah.
trigger," and she's like, you had your hands on the barrel. Like, can you just take responsibility for once?
Yeah.
And then they have this fight again, and somehow I think they go back upstairs, and they're fighting.
Well, he's chasing her.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
fighting.
right.
He's got ripped the gun away, and then she's fighting, and he's going after her with it. But now they fired 2 shots already.
One shot.
No, 2.
The second shot goes into the roof.
No, I think they reload it.
Oh,
Because he
maybe you're
tries
right.
to shoot her in the kitchen.
You're right.
So, like, that's the thing is I was following it. I'm like, you can put 2 shells in that shotgun. And I'm glad the movie did as well.
Yeah.
Because, again, you think of these movie things, and now he's chasing her with a gun. I'm like, if he fires another shot, that's so stupid. But he gets to the kitchen, points it, and it goes click. Oh,
Yep.
there's nothing. And then he struggles. He drops the shells all over the
You're right,
ground.
you're right.
The movie follows every little thing like that. But then he gets one in there, I believe.
I think she gets one.
Or she gets one in
Yeah.
there, and they go upstairs, struggle over the gun, shoot the roof, and that's when you hear someone go, ah!
And you see Keith Jardine, Juliette Lewis, and Timothy Oliphant fall out of the ceiling, and now we get another
And
flash.
that's your favorite movie? And you're like, what?
And then it's like 3 days earlier.
Yeah.
And we find out that Keith Jardine and Timothy Oliphant are these like wanted murderers who, Timothy Oliphant engages in a relationship with Juliette Lewis, and they get out.
So she's the guard
Or
that's
one of
like
the guards,
fallen
yeah.
in love with.
Yes. So they get out and they're on the run and they stumble on this house and they go inside and they're, I like when they're like,
But you see when they first get there,
they move the key.
the big guy's about to Todd's about to smash the window in with a rock, and then they're reaching and they find the key, and he
Correct.
puts it back in the wrong spot.
Which is a thing that another like very real argument where this key is supposed to be in a certain spot.
Yeah.
She's legitimately like reaching and like, I can't find it. And he's like, it's gotta be
You're
there.
like, you want me to do it? She's like, no, I can do it. But
Yeah.
like, you're like, it's up. I know
And
it's
then
up
he
there.
just
What-
like, she just moves it. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And they get inside.
But then also Todd's walking around. He's like, oh, cornflakes. And he's spilling cornflakes all over the ground.
Yeah. Because
But
earlier we thought, it was mice. That was
That's what-
Dan thinks it's mice in
Yeah.
the house. And
Yeah.
it was actually Keith Jardine walking around. So they figure this all out. They're going to escape. They're going to lay low for a little bit. And as they're here, the couple shows up. We see a shot from a different angle.
We always see the shot from that we've seen earlier from a different perspective. Like the movie keeps doing that, where you see another character's POV and how it happened and went down. So now they're frantically running around. Juliette Lewis, I think, finds the attic crawl space and is like, "Oh, we can go up there." And then
I love the line where she's like, "I just love a big cozy sweater." Like she's wearing
that, and earlier in the movie he goes,
the sweater he was looking for.
Where's my sweater? The blue one with the snowflakes. And she goes, "Did you look in the closet?" And he goes,
the place where I keep the clothes.
The place where we store clothes. Yes, I checked that. Like that is such a real argument.
100%.
Of did you check the obvious place kind of thing. But it's so funny because you're like, why are they talking about this sweater? Well, come to find out, she's like, I like this, and she puts on his blue sweater. That's where it went.
There's a line later. He's like, I gotta go get my sweater back.
Yeah, and so they go up, and Timothy Olyphant takes like a bunch of like booze and food
goods.
and like stuff, and grabs it real quick and goes up to the attic, and so they're stuck up there while all our main characters are doing their crap for a few days or a couple days.
Yeah, we're seeing everything from that we've already seen from these criminals' point of view. Finally, Juliette Lewis is like, I have to pee, and he's like, can you just hold it? And she was like, no, I'm not going to pee my pants. I'm dignified. And then she like pulls her pants out and pees into a cup. And Timothy Olyphant, who is legitimately one of my favorite actors, is just kind of like, yeah, dignified. All right.
But then so you see flash forward and there's like 3 canned goods full of her pee that she's been stacking up over the,
And she's like, I'm bored, and then they're doing like charades and they're trying to figure out. And Keith Jardine, Ted is just
Todd is so dumb.
An idiot.
He's so dumb,
but lovable to a point.
What was the movie? Was Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia.
But what did the heart? And
she's trying to say it's my favorite movie. The heart was like, it's
all
my
that
favorite.
explanation wasn't even to the title.
Have you seen the
nose? You can just say nose, and she's.
Have you seen the Ryan Gosling SNL sketch where he's like a cyclops trying to get into? That's what this whole scene reminded me of.
Yeah,
where he's just like, wife. She's like, no, go back.
We're going in.
Yeah, she's like, no.
That was funny.
So they're arguing, and then finally Timothy Olyphant is like looking down, and he's like, oh my God. Like they're trying to kill each other. And then we hear the gunshot go off, and we see Keith Jardine get shot in the ass, and they fall through. And that's when he goes, that's your favorite movie? And then we cut back to
now they're both tied up in chairs.
Correct. And we get their plan was like, you got to have money somewhere. And Samara Weaving kind of lays into Jason Segel about how they lost all their money and the yada, yada, yada. And then they see the poster of Jason Segel's movie. And I thought this was all a gag, but Timothy Olyphant's like, why do you have this poster here? And he's like, I directed it.
I thought it was going to get them out of it, or him out of it,
too.
because he was going to love that he directed this movie. And be like, oh, we can't do anything to this guy.
Right.
He just basically was like, carry on.
Well, so I did kind of gloss over the circle of, like, get into the circle, and we find out that Juliette Lewis, in their downtime, have devised this game where they put 2 inmates into a circle and they try to each other. And that's how you win and or lose, depending on...
Well, they don't... Yeah, it's basically like who's gonna be the rape victim.
Correct.
Like, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And of course, Keith Jardine...
And this is a very tense and uncomfortable scene.
So here's the... Keith Jardine is legitimately a massive man.
Yeah. But Jason Segel's very large, not as jacked,
he's tall.
but Jason Segel's a tall dude.
And this guy dwarfed him. I go, okay, can you say that?
No, I thought Jason Segel was taller than Todd.
That's okay?
I think so.
Okay.
I thought Jason Segel's taller than Todd. Todd's just
giant,
massive, just scary, right? Because I think even Timothy Olyphant says you've got a couple inches on him, you might.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
but
he's a big dude,
like
a tall
also,
dude.
Yeah. So they start like, of course, Jason Segel can do nothing against this guy. Like, there's nothing he can do because he's a giant prisoner from prison. So
he gets him over the pool table, but that's when Timothy Olyphant spots the
loses,
poster.
And he like grabs him by his hands.
Well, he hasn't lost yet, but he's gonna. Yeah.
Pulls him like he grabs him by the arms, pulls him over the table. Keith Jardine pulls Jason Segel's pants down, and he is going to. It's also, you're right. There are bits of comedy, but then Juliette Lewis is like screaming at Samara Weaving, and she's like, "Watch,
it's
watch,
so uncomfortable."
I was like, "Oh my!"
This scene is so tense and just a terrible. Like, you think, oh, it's a comedy movie, and yes, there's the dark humor and everything, but like this scene is dead serious. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's tense.
There's also moments, this movie is so it doesn't follow any rules. So there are moments where I was like, he might.
Yeah, I mean,
it might happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the thing is, these characters keep things keep getting worse and worse and worse for our characters, right? They set out to do one thing. His plan goes terribly awry. It comes out, find out she has a plan. Her plan goes awry. They kill the friend.
Right.
You know, like everything's going terrible. Now prisoners have taken them captive. Like it keeps getting worse, and so it's like, anything could happen at this
Anything
point.
could happen.
But he sees the movie poster, kind of stops that for a second, but then he's like, all right, carry on.
Yeah.
But then Todd's like, oh,
I can't.
sorry guys,
I can't do it.
I can't.
Sorry.
And they're just like, what? Come on.
So I think they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill Dan.
Yes.
And Samara Weaving stands up and says, I've got 50 grand sacked away in a bank, which
I was going to leave him. And
it's interesting because there are, we forgot about I did forget about when they're going to kill, they've got Samara Weaving, Dan and his buddy. And he was like, oh no, he promised me half. And she was like,
that's what ultimately gets him killed is when she's tied up and he
promises him half,
promises
which
him
is
50,000, and then she goes, no, the insurance is for, and then Jason Segel puts a bag on her head, but then Henry goes, wait, no, take it off, and points the gun at him and says, I want to hear what she has to say, and he's like, oh no, I'm kind of in the middle of something, I'm busy, and he's like, do it.
The life was for $1 million, and she's like, I'll give you. Yeah, I think Dan.
She goes, I'll split it with you, and he's like, I'll give you $750, and then she goes, I'll give you all of it, and he goes, now that's
like,
come on,
you know she's
that's
lying.
not realistic.
Yes, and then this is when
they struggle for the gun and shoot Henry, and
so this buys, and I don't know if Samara Weaving's telling the truth at this point or not. She's unreliable.
I mean, she was gonna she was gonna kill him and run away with this dude or whatever. Like maybe she was putting money away. I don't know. But either way, it buys them time. And Juliette Lewis is like, was that so hard? Like that's what essentially she was trying to do, was scare them into hopefully giving up money. If not, then I guess just one of them's dead. But
correct.
So she's like, I'll go the next morning. The banks are closed, and we'll go the next morning and get it.
So they're downstairs, and it looks like Dan is knocked out, and Samara Weaving kind of unloads her conscience on him, where she's like, I'm sorry. Like
she doesn't say that. But she's like, how'd we get here?
Yeah, and she says like, I was so in love with you, and yada yada yada. And Dan doesn't have a response, and then he kind of like wakes up, and he gets a pool ball.
Yeah,
and we don't know what happens from that point on.
I was like, is he hiding that somewhere? Did he hand it to her? Like it was very unclear.
There's no idea
where that went.
So Dan says like, I have to go to the bathroom.
He's just yelling, and they're like, Todd, go handle that. I got to take care of her because Juliette Lewis is all mad about
the thing about the car. Where he's like, then you're just going to discard the car.
That was so funny. All he says is, these three criminals, we are going to ditch the car once we get to a certain point. She goes, you can't just throw it away like it didn't help us along the way. And
he's like, it's a stolen car. Like, we can't drive that.
And she's just so mad at him and treating it like a human. And it's
treating it like herself. She's talking about herself.
Oh, you think at this point she's really scared that they're going to ditch her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's talking about herself.
She's got to know her value was getting them out of the prison. Now that they're not out of the prison, what value do they have? So she's not really talking about the car.
That makes more sense. But the thing is, she seemed so surprised when he broke up with her, spoilers for later, that I really thought she was that delusional. Like, oh, we're in love. So I didn't think her head would even go there because...
I think she thinks they're in love, but I think she also...
I know. I just read her as being so delusional that I wouldn't have even thought her mind. But it makes perfect sense the way that she's... overreacting. She's like, oh, that's me, I'm gonna get ditched, whatever. So he's like, I gotta deal with this, Todd, go see what he wants. And he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, just go. He's like, it's number 2. And I love he calls up, he's like, hey, can they take craps? And then Timothy Olyphant's like, it's fine, whatever. Like, okay.
And then he walks in the bathroom, and it's a good head fake where Todd takes takes the lid off the toilet,
goes in there, grabs
comes back, and this is again a very uncomfortable scene where, and also Samara Weaving does say, you're not allowed to touch me, and I was like, who made that rule? Like, did somebody say that I missed, where they can't touch Samara Weaving?
I guess so. I guess because she has the money that maybe Timothy Olyphant said, like, well,
maybe
can't touch her because she's bringing us to the money.
Well, he is like in her face, like nose to nose.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Doing that thing. Very creepy.
Yes. So Jason Segel walks out,
He doesn't have a shoe on.
He's like, he looks down. He's like, where's that? And then we see that he drops his sock that has the pool ball in it, and he cracks Keith Jardine in the head. They take off. Like they sneak. Well, first of all, he's like, I'm out of here, and looks like he just runs away. And Samara Weaving's like, what? Really? Yeah,
like,
right.
But anyway, but she uses the knife that Todd had to get herself out, and they're both sneaking through the kitchen. While meanwhile, Timothy Olyphant and Juliette Lewis are about to get. She's like, do me right here or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And so they're preoccupied.
Pig, and I was like,
but I think she's like, or no, he's like, hey, let's make sure Todd's okay. He's like, Todd, we good?
Oh yeah, you're right.
We good?
You're right.
And don't hear anything. And then they go down there and see Todd knocked out.
Yep.
And this is the point where I'm like, I know maybe it wouldn't have stopped him for long, but close that door behind him and put some furniture, like kitchen furniture, up to the door, right? Because I'm like, they could have trapped them in the basement.
True.
Maybe there's a walkout. I can't remember.
Or the door opens the other way.
I just wish she would have closed the door. And I'm like, I know that in that moment you're frantic and you're running away, but I'm like, God, they're both down there.
They are dumb. Both of them are dumb.
Well, it is a crazy moment too. But anyway, but she starts running away at that point, right?
I'm trying to think. Did they get outside? Because she's
outside. She runs away and then hides behind like a log pile. Yeah. And then he's like, Todd, you go to the forest. You go to the road. We're gonna check the forest. But Todd has a flashlight that runs out of batteries, so he has to go back to the house.
And he runs into them in the house.
And then to her, because he's like, gotcha.
Uh-huh. You're right. And then they fight in the kitchen, and then this is where
Dan shows back up, and he gets that eagle statue.
Yeah,
right?
but he's like hiding behind a wall, and Keith Jardine's got a gun pointed at her head, and she was like, please, like, I'm pregnant. Yeah. And again, like, we know she's had an affair. Yeah. So,
but her acting, which
it is possible, she's like, I'm 12 weeks. Please don't kill my baby. And she's giving like a very intense performance.
But he's like,
and Dan can hear it all. He's like, I just won't shoot you in the stomach.
And Todd's like, I won't shoot you there. But she's like, no, don't. And then
Jason Segel stabs him in the back of the head.
Stabs him, yeah.
And then she like doesn't phase him because he's like this monster. And goes after Jason Segel, and he's strangling him.
Doesn't he like kick him into a cupboard or something and gets kind of knocked out?
This is yes.
And then doesn't she stab him with the knives?
So like when he gets kicked into the cupboard, she's outside at this point.
Okay.
I think.
When does the knife fight go down, though?
Here. Okay. So when he like stabs him in the back, he turns around and like starts strangling him, and she stabs him in the
Oh, right. That was a very funny moment too, where she goes to the butcher block, gets one knife, stabs him.
It doesn't work.
He keeps going. He's like, and keeps strangling Dan. And then she's like, I'll just take all these. Yes. And she brings him over and stabs him, and is taking one out at a time and stabbing him.
Right.
And he's just like not hardly getting phased at all.
No, he gets one more, like in it. That one is the one that hurts.
Yeah.
And he like lets go and he stands up.
Well, I think then he doesn't. Then he turns on her, and then I think and then Dan gets up and grabs that eagle statue or whatever, and gets him with that.
Hits him in the head.
In the head, like it's a very pointy statue, and you see he's bleeding. And at that point, you're like, okay, this guy's got to be dead. You would think.
Nope. So then we go back outside, and it looks like I think that they're dead to rights. Like this guy's got him dead to rights because Todd shows back up.
Yeah, somehow Todd's not dead.
It's a very funny line where he's trying to like, it's like, and this is what happens when you mess with. And then Julia
at this
like,
point,
Todd.
He's very messed up at this point.
Like,
so like,
Todd.
To be clear, but now like Timothy Olyphant's like, you get bored as a killer. You kill him. I've done this as a kid. I've strangled people.
Got a
I've done
lawnmower
this.
turned over.
But he's like, I ain't never put no one's head in a lawnmower blade. And then this is one of the funniest parts. Tom and I both laughed out loud. Like, this was so funny. Earlier in the movie, Jason Segel's like just doing chores around the cabin. Yeah. And he tries to start his lawnmower and he won't start. And he pulls it and pulls it. And he's like, oh my God, it just will not start. So he can't mow the lawn. Timothy Olyphant walks up to it and goes, one time. And then you just hear from the background. It doesn't cut to Dan or anything, but you hear, oh, come on. It's like,
I love the fact that he's about to
be
die.
Murdered.
Yeah. But like, he's like,
still mad about it.
Kidding me.
That is, I love that humor. It's so funny because it's like this thing that again, it paid off. Like,
it did.
All these little things pay off later in the movie. And so he says, oh, come on. And he's about to get his head in the thing. His hand actually slips into the blade, cuts his fingers off. And all of a sudden, this like Ricer car shows up with his music and the lights.
Can you call it that?
That's what I always heard people call it.
A what?
A ricer car?
I've never even heard that phrase before.
I feel like
Like a
that's
souped up.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What
That's what people
continent
used to-
uses those cars?
Well, I'm just saying. That's what people used to always call them.
I don't know that you can.
What do you call that kind of car?
Like a Corolla.
The term ricer is derived from the acronym RICE, which stands for Race-Inspired Cosmetic Enhancements.
Okay.
That's what they're called. Like in
That's
the
wild.
Fast and Furious.
So who's the racist
Uh-huh.
now, Joe?
I would not have called it that because I felt like that would have been a.
I feel like I would have known, and I wouldn't have used it derogatory. Like that's what people used to always call those cars in the Fast and Furious days. If it was a souped-up
Yeah, that was
Japanese car,
That was 1990. They were also dropping the F bomb.
They could,
Yeah.
but any kind of like Fast and Furious souped-up Japanese car with the lights and the whatever, was
Yeah.
souped up. That's what they're called.
All right, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Who's the real monster now?
This dad.
But you can't say master bedroom.
No.
Oh no, I guess you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
It's an ensuite.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Can
Which
they just
I
call it
hate
the big
saying.
bedroom?
I thought
Yeah,
if
I
you
think a
go
lot
on
of people
Zell,
say, say primary bedroom.
Oh, okay.
if you go on Zell, they don't call it a master
I
bedroom.
don't think so.
I
Like,
thought
yeah,
they
you're
still
not
called
supposed
it
to call it that anymore.
That makes sense.
But
so,
anyway,
Timothy
so-
Olyphant gets rocked
Because
by
he's
a
like,
car.
whoa, what the hell? And a car.
And
just
if
comes-
you're in the UK now, cigarettes have to be called queers.
I don't think that's true.
That's 100% true. That's a true fact I just made up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Timothy Olyphant gets hit by this car. Juliette Lewis shoots herself in the foot with the shotgun, and out steps Jason Segel's dad.
and you're like, what the hell? And then it's like 3 hours later or whatever.
3 hours earlier.
And this part is so funny. The dad is asleep in his nursing home that we saw Jason Segel visit him earlier. And he gets a phone call.
Yep.
And we see it flash to the neighbor in like a tractor driving. And he goes past the house and he's like, that doesn't look right. There's a
broken window, and like there's like pots outside.
And like it doesn't look that bad, but this is an old person with nothing else to do
Right,
but to
right.
like check on their house and everything. And so he calls him and goes, hey, this is your neighbor. I was driving by to the store because I don't. And it's like 3 hours later.
He's like, Mr. So-and-so, get to the story.
He's like, is there a point? And he's like, oh yeah, well, your window is broken and there were pots on the porch and whatever. And then he's like, all right, thank you. I've heard enough. And he's like, no, kids,
Right.
Dan,
What has
whatever.
Dan gotten up to now?
Yeah, so he goes to Kevin, the attendant. That he's like,
Takes
hey,
him out
sir,
with
you
his
need to
own-
get back
with
into
his
your
crutch.
And he just like,
you,
he
Kevin.
just like knocks him in the throat with his
Best part
crutch.
of the movie.
Yeah,
Best part of the movie.
yeah.
When he says, "F off, Kevin,"
yeah.
and then beats him.
And then
I was
beats him.
getting very
Yes.
PTSD.
Yeah,
I'm
were you?
sitting next to Tom, and this guy is saying, "F off, Kevin."
Yeah,
I'm
and,
like, "Oh."
and Kevin's like, no, our mics are working.
Yeah,
That's
He's
fine.
like, wow, the surround sound in here is.
But anyway, but he takes his car, and it's so funny because he has no idea what's happening. The shifter
shifter's
is
like a samurai
samurai
sword.
stick. The music is blaring, and it's all a touch panel, like
This is
smart.
me trying to connect my phone to Bluetooth in
Yeah.
the car.
And the music is blaring already. The lights are going, and he's like talking to the thing, trying to be like, turn the music
Yeah,
down.
right.
And it just plays the same song over and over. And it's funny because it flashes forward like an hour later. He's still
into the
driving the
song.
cabin, but now he's singing the song.
Yeah, right.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, it shows him pull up. You see the other perspective, runs over Oliphant,
Right.
and then
And he's kind of like picks Timothy Olyphant up by the shirt,
Yeah.
and as he's about to like punch him or maybe kill him, basically, he gets a knife through the chest.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like, yeah, we are in this crazy movie. Did they shoot?
was it Juliette Lewis or Todd that was it Juliette Lewis? I think that stabs him.
Juliette Lewis stabs him, but it's basically this. Keith
he's like,
Jardine,
I'm the guy that's
but
gonna
Keith
kick your
Jardine
ass.
comes back and he's got Samara Weaving like in a headlock, and all of us, I don't remember who. One of them shoot Keith Jardine. Oh, it's the dad. Like the dad shows up with it, like grabs the shotgun that one of the two of them had, and with pinpoint accuracy shoots Keith. Wow, that was really weird. Shoots Keith Jardine in the face and like blows his face off.
Was it him that got
It's
his
the
face?
dad.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And it's like, oh my God.
Because I thought that because we find out the guy's a veteran and he's obviously like a very hard ass.
Yeah,
not
he's
taking
like
crap from
every
everybody.
man should go to war.
And,
yeah.
And I thought because he's like, you kids these days, don't work for anything. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so I thought
every kid should go to war.
So I'm like, he's gonna show up and kill everybody. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does. He shoots Todd in the face. His whole face is blown off with the shotgun. But then Timothy Olyphant or Juliette Lewis stabs him, and then Timothy Olyphant's like, yeah, old man, just your time to die. And so he takes his head to try to put it in the lawnmower. And meanwhile, he's like, Dan, get out of here. Just run.
Right.
And so he and Lisa get in the car.
And they take off.
But then she crashes it into a tree.
Well, we should say Timothy Olyphant shoves...
He does shove him into the lawnmower.
Like
so he's not coming back.
Chops up his chest.
Yeah. But Timothy Olyphant's shooting at the car.
Yeah, and the car crashes into a tree. This is a very funny scene where like I think he wakes up first. Dan wakes up first, and he's looking at her.
She's face down the steering wheel,
and and she's got like a little piece of her ear is flopping like off to the side, and she like tries to fix her hair
and just
comes off
and he puts it back.
He like tries to like
it's not that bad, like it's not so bad, and then finally they're starting to reconcile. Like this whole thing has started to like it is a bonding experience.
But he's just basically like, you know what, I don't want to lie to you anymore. It looks like the whole half of your hair looks like
stuff.
It's
very messed up.
So great.
And she's just like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's like but then they got to go. He's like, hey, listen, you're pregnant, right? Or is this... No, maybe he says that inside.
He says that inside.
But inside
when they're in the closet.
He's like, you're pregnant. I want you to survive, run away or whatever. And she's like, Dan, no. I just said that to buy time. He's like, oh.
He goes, not even a little bit? And she's like, not even close.
But he's like, but you know what? My first thought was I was happy for you. So like this is the part where he's like, I messed up big time.
Yeah.
You need to survive and get out of this. But anyway, he's like, I've got it. Don't worry about me. Get to the boat.
There's another scene that we haven't where Juliette Lewis takes her boot off. That got one of the best reactions in the theater.
Her foot is split.
Yeah, and the one with the pinky toe keeps falling off. Like the half of her foot just keeps falling off.
And the middle toes are just gone. It's like
Tarantino must have felt so conflicted.
Yeah.
Especially since he worked with her before.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what
But
to
he
do
loves
with
the
this.
blood and gore too, though. So like, I mean, that's...
A new fetish was born this day for a
But she kind of
young
gets it back
Quentin
together
Tarantino.
and wraps it up.
And she's like, oh, that feels better.
And then Dad walks and goes boom and just slams
No,
it,
he
right?
breaks her leg.
He breaks her leg.
She's got her leg
She's got her leg
up on the
propped
table.
up on the table and like as a footrest. And
he's
then
like, oh, that's
he
better.
just like stomps right in the middle of her shin.
At her knee.
Oh, I thought that the toes he just put back together, he just destroyed them.
He broke her leg.
Either way, she was not feeling good.
Like snapped
it.
Yeah.
That was pretty gnarly.
She, of course, now that he has seen good acting, he knows that when she's like, I was manipulated, I was this, I was that, and he was like, bull.
Yeah.
And then she kind of turns on him, and does he shoot her? I think
he shoots her in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
She gets shot in the face, yep.
And I think Timothy Olyphant hears this, and then
And at this point, Timothy Olyphant, after she gets her foot messed up, is like, I think we're going to go our separate ways.
I thought he was going to kill her. I thought Timothy Olyphant was going to kill her.
Really?
Juliette Lewis.
But he leaves her. He's like, we're breaking up.
Yeah,
She's
we're
like,
breaking
no,
up.
don't do this. What are you talking about? Blah, blah.
Right.
And he's like,
the whole. I love that scene where she's just like, oh, that's better. Like it's not better. It's so stupid.
It was super
but it's
funny.
It's very
but then
funny.
he walks in and
smashes her leg.
Yeah. But anyway, so she's dead.
She's dead.
But now he's trying to go find Lisa.
Lisa's on the boat at this point.
He runs
She's made
to
it
the boat, but Timothy Olyphant walks on there. And
correct.
He
and
sees
gets
them
on the boat
driving off.
She screams for Dan, and Dan runs out after him.
This is funny because so the rope is like left on the dock and it's unspooling and it's about to go, and he's just like, well, and he grabs the rope and is just like skipping behind the boat.
He's like pulling himself up
to it. And meanwhile, Timothy Olyphant's like, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna clean yourself up. You're gonna go to that bank, and then we're gonna get the money.
I'm
and
gonna
all
kill
this.
you.
Yeah.
So Dan pulls himself onto the boat. And he gets a George McFly moment. It's very George McFly from the first Back to the Future, where he's like hunched over and he balls his fist up and he swings and misses. And it's like, yes, this is exactly what should have happened.
Yeah,
so he swings and misses, and then he starts throwing up because he's been
through a lot.
I assumed he was seasick on the boat.
Which, I think that's a brilliant move to make him even more kind of a weenie.
Yeah.
In this whole situation. I want that to be true. Like I want them to be like, even in this dire moment, his little rumbly tumblies can't keep it together. So it's probably like a 30-second sequence where you think he's done, and then he throws up a bunch more, and then you think he's done. So finally, there's a big old fight on the boat, and they find the bag of rocks. They wrap it around Timothy Olyphant's head, and they throw him off the boat.
But the rope is wrapped around.
Oh, I think Samara Weaving
ankle.
stabs Timothy Olyphant like in the leg with the anchor, and that anchor rope is tied around Dan's
they
ankle.
tie the bag of rocks. Remember his boat rocks are in a duffel like a little
like a
bag.
basketball bag.
Yeah, and tie it around his neck to weigh him
Twist
down.
it a couple of times.
But the rope that is wrapped around Dan's ankle, and then Dan goes in the boat.
Right.
Too.
And there's an interesting lake.
Lake. Yeah.
Lake. There's an interesting moment where Dan accepts his fate, and Samara Weaving has a look on her face where she was like, I'm gonna let him go. And then of course she doesn't. Pulls him back up.
And at this moment, it's like he's like, it's okay, and you think like, well, they have been through a lot. She was gonna kill him.
He was gonna kill
pretty
her.
Messed up. And he said, "Hey, let me go."
Right.
And he goes into the water, and she pulls him out.
They're sitting on, and then so we cut back to them sitting on the dock. He's like, the cops are gonna be here soon. That was the line in the thing where she was like, she basically says, "I'm not pregnant. That was all bull." And he was like, "That's
such a good performance.
Some of the best acting I've ever seen." So they're sitting there and they're trying to figure out like we're gonna
how do we move forward from this
together, and then
she's
they
like,
hold
no,
hands.
literally how?
Well, he says that he's like, how are we gonna do this? And it's almost like you see a light bulb go off over her head.
It's like, I got an idea.
And they turn it into a story.
It's content.
It is content.
They create content.
That interview with Andy Cohen's so funny when they're like, and this is going to streaming. They're like, yeah, it's going to streaming. It's fine. Everything goes to streaming. It's good enough.
It's better.
It's better.
Yeah, better.
It was so freaking funny, the conversation.
And then we get a fake trailer for, oh man, I wish I could remember the name of the movie because it was perfect.
Bloody basement or bloody
but it was
cabin.
like a marriage. No, it was like a marriage play on words.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we see Samara Weaving, and
I thought it was like bloodshed in the cabin or something.
No, it was like not till death do us part, but it was something like that.
Okay.
She's in the it's very John Wick.
It's like Scream.
It's
like
John
Wick.
Oh yeah,
the movie though is like
it's like Stab and
Scream. It's like Stab and Scream. So they're showing you what the movie would look like, and it's this ridiculously overblown version. And then did you recognize who?
1,000,000% I did. Oh wait, who was?
Not Kumail.
Oh, then no.
The other guy is Alan Wake from the Alan Wake games.
I thought he died.
No.
Isn't that Max Payne? No, I'm thinking of the other game. What's the other game?
No, this guy, his voice gets dubbed. He's like Swedish or Norwegian.
What's the game that I'm thinking of with the guy who was Max Payne? That's another like kind of creepy ghost game where you're walking around. They just did it. They just released it on the like PSN for free.
Well, wait a minute.
Alan Wake and this other. They're two different games.
There's another
game.
Not Alan Wake. Not Max Payne.
It's the guy who is Max Payne, is this other character in this game. It's the same actor. But I thought that guy just died.
Oh, is this? I don't know, man. This is him. This is the guy who plays Alan Wake.
Okay.
But his voice is dubbed, I believe, because
that's funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, so it's very John Wick inspired, where Samara Weaving, it's the same setup in the basement. Samara Weaving stands up and smacks this guy in the face with a pool cue. And then we cut to Camille Nunjami.
Yeah.
Who, again, good on him.
Yeah.
Like, ripped to the gills. That guy is in ridiculous shape. And if you've never seen his comedy special, highly recommend it.
It's really good.
And he makes jokes about why he's still in that ridiculous amount of shape.
Yeah.
The guy that dubs the voice over this guy died.
Oh,
you were
okay,
right.
okay.
So this guy is the actor, the likeness. This is Max Payne, but he's foreign and maybe just doesn't speak whatever. They have a real gruff American voice, or Sam McCaffrey or James McCaffrey was the voice, and he did the gruff Max Payne voice, the American one. But this is the visual.
Okay. That's very fun. That's a good pull then.
Yeah. But anyway, so they got him, and I'm like, well, because I just played Alan Wake 2, which is a masterpiece of a game. It's so good. And so I've been seeing, and they do live action cutscenes of this guy in there.
Yes.
So when they zoom in on his face, I'm like, it's Max, or no, it's Alan Wake, not Max. It's Alan Wake. And then it's Kumail and like all buff and ripped still, which
his
is
shirt
just
open, and of course he's like,
he plays Dan.
He's Dan.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. So, and we find out that Dan is directing the movie, the real Dan. A PA comes up and says, hey, they kind of like to get this a second time. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then it ends with Samara Weaving and Jason Segel hugging and kissing, and that's how the movie ends. This is so good. Like, this is a revisitor, like, more than once. Not in the theater, but I definitely like.
I had no idea where it was going. I expected good things from the creatives involved and the cast involved. It might be one of my
favorites of the year so far.
It was really fun. And at first I'm like, where is this going? And I'm like, obviously this is going to be like some kind of like, these antics are going to go on. It's not going to go the way you think, but the way that it kept descending into worse and worse and worse. Again, it follows that kind of After Hours that I love movies where things spiral out of control and get worse and worse. And the way this story told it and bounced around and showed you what happened earlier and how we got there kind of thing, I thought was really smart.
Like the bouncing of the story and like getting things that are set up here and then you get the payoff.
It all pays off, other than the raccoon, I guess, but we have to look into
It's really smart. Like, I think that's the other thing I want to say is like, it's very funny. It's very smart. If you haven't seen Popstar, I enjoy that a lot. Like that's and Hot Rod. Like, these are all the same guys that have done.
Yeah, but this is Jorma, and
Jorma did Popstar.
Okay, he did, but Akiva did. Akiva just did Naked Gun.
Hot Rod, yes, and Hot Rod, right?
And Hot Rod, I think. It's hard. I can't always keep track of which ones. I used to back in the day, but they've kind of gone their separate paths, and I get confused on who did.
No, he did.
Akiva's Hot Rod, which I love. That's great. I thought he did Popstar, but did Jorma do Popstar?
I think Jorma did Popstar and MacGruber.
And MacGruber for sure. Yep. So these guys are good.
Big time anything recommend. Big time recommend.
Either one, when they direct a movie, it's exciting because
I forgot he did Naked Gun, which was also fantastic.
Naked Gun was so good. That was Akiva, and that was so funny. That was one of my favorite movies last year. I love the original Naked Gun movies.
Hard to dispute.
And I thought they captured what made those movies,
they
did. One of the handful of people that actually watched all
Police Squad?
6 episodes of Police Squad. Although I think 5 only aired because one.
Where did you get 6?
There were. Well, on the DVD, you get the 6, because the celebrity death at the beginning of I think the 6th one was John Belushi. And so they pulled it, and then they reshot it, and I don't know that it ever actually aired, but it's on the DVD.
Interesting. Is the Belushi death on the DVD?
I don't think it is,
or it's the reshoot.
I don't think it is. I think they destroyed it.
Fair. That's fair.
You know who directed Popstar?
Akiva
and Jorma.
There you go.
Co-director. See, it's nice that we can bring people together. Right. Everybody's right. Everybody's penis is the same size.
That's not true.
For these purposes.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Yeah. So everybody can hold hands and sing Kumbaya. So I guess that brings this episode to a close. Let's go around the table and everyone can say where to find them.
This is Joey. You can follow me on the Twitter at JoeyButts, PUTTS21, and all of the other socials at the same.
This is Kevin. You don't need to follow me. Just leave us a comment on YouTube.
If you haven't done it by now, what's the likelihood? And this is Tom. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. Find the show online at facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group, give us your money over at Patreon.
Please do.
One day these computers will break and Clip Out can't fund everything. Yeah, and of course. Watch them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that what else I say here? I don't even remember anymore.
You got it.
But anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, Gavin decides to stay with his wife.
Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice because we already